comes from Sam. Sam Grayling, in fact. There we go. Full name, although I've made up both. So there you go. Father Simon, the Faithful Collective. Just checking in that Sister Susie's there.
Yes.
Brother Matthew.
Yes.
Just checking in.
Good.
I haven't faded you up.
No, that's why.
But I'm pretending it's sort of your fault.
Yes. Spotted that, yeah.
Father Simon, the Faithful Collective. Although this incident occurred some years ago and the thought of it still makes me cringe, I'd like to share it with you all to demonstrate what a moment of carelessness can lead to. We've all had those moments. 1 minute life is straightforward and the next, oh my goodness me. It was probably this that led Paul McCartney to pen Yesterday. When all my troubles seem so far away, well, here's my equivalent, says Sam. It all started one lovely summer evening. I was travelling home after work when I noticed the most beautiful orange sunset. So pulled off the road to admire nature's most amazing vista. The sun was starting to disappear behind the South Downs, reflecting off the river and the water covering the floodplain. In the foreground, a herd of shaggy brown cattle munched on the grass. I reached for my trusty camera, I took a photo and left. At home, I downloaded this photo to an album on my laptop and thought no more about it. The next evening, I was watching the local news on regional television when the weather forecast came on, including viewers' submitted photos. I mentioned to my wife that the quality of these submissions was essentially rubbish.
Okay.
She said, well, you couldn't do any better. Well, I thought, well, maybe I could. Feeling that the challenge was on, I decided on my recent image, and I wondered if that could be exactly the thing, to show my skill in composition, depth of field, f-stops, and all that, if you remember. I opened the album folder on my laptop, immediately regretting my filing system, which consisted of bunging all the photos in on one file with no titles or any other details at all. Despite this, I was convinced that I could pick out this image from page after page of tiny thumbnail images. All I needed to find was the image that was mostly orange. After about 5 minutes, sifting through many hundreds of random downloads, I found what I was looking for and hurriedly attached it to my email to the TV company. A couple of days later, I received an email from the actual weatherman, not only informing me that they were going to use my photo on the forecast after the early evening news that day, but complimenting me on one of the best photos they had ever received.
Wow, here we go.
I felt so proud and excited that fame had come a-knocking at last. We settled down to witness my magnificence. The big moment finally arrived, and there it was. A photograph taken on our holidays many years previously, clearly showing the island of Capri rising up from the vast expanse of the deep blue Tyrrhenian Sea with the setting sun behind. You could see ruins of imperial villas, limestone sea stacks, dozens of Italian millionaires' boats bobbing on the water. Took me a second or so to realise the magnitude of my mistake and the potential fallout. Anonymity was not an option, as the caption below read, "Pulborough Brooks at sunset by Sam Grayling." I had visions of Pulborough residents looking at each other and saying, "What the blazes?" The days went by, and apart from the scene being repeated over and over again on the late-night news, which I observed through gaps in my fingers, I never heard another thing. I mean, Pulborough Brooks is a lovely place, but it's a lowland wet grassland, a floodplain crisscrossed by ditches, not a sun-kissed Italian pleasure playground. But the die was cast. I was the man who couldn't tell Sussex from an Italian island. All the conversations would go like this. Here, Simon, take a photograph of my Mini. Make it look like a Ferrari. Here, Sam, take a picture of my wife. Make her look like Sophia Loren. All that kind of thing. Loren. That's how they talk in Pulborough. I would therefore like to beg forgiveness from the West Sussex folk who witnessed this Italian seascape with a 600-metre rock sticking out of it whilst wondering why they never noticed it before. And also to the celebrity weather forecaster who clearly thought he knew what I was doing, when clearly I absolutely didn't. Beautiful mix. On the
fabulous.
Music.
So smooth.
I'm going to release a CD of the top music mixes.
Oh, wow.
I think.
That'd be great.
Anyway, so Sam, a bit of a mix-up. You can't tell his Pulborough from his Italian Capri. That's what the problem is. Sister Susie.
Well, Sam, I feel like, maybe your filing system should be better, but I feel like we've all been there. You maybe should have checked.
What,
However, what my point is you sent it to the regional TV channel. Surely they should know the region that they're in.
True.
And no, it wasn't part of their region. So they shouldn't have even put it on the telly in the first place. So I'm in a forgiving mood, Sam.
Okay.
So I'm going to forgive you.
I mean, clearly they mistook Capri for Pulborough as well. Brother from another gutter.
Nail on the head, Suze. Absolutely right. What's this regional... Who is it? Is it Look Southeast? Spotlight on Southeast?
South Today with Bruce Parker.
South Today could be them. I mean, you'd think you'd know your own patch. I mean, surely the medieval villas and the yachts would have given it... South Downs, by the way, is a gorgeous part of the world.
It is.
Know it very well, but don't remember seeing any medieval villas on the side there. So I am gonna forgive.
Was that a Sussex accent?
It was.
Because that's
Circa.
they all talk like that.